We are now on my southwest corner. There is Sutton Street in Warragul, just there. This is a red ridge, and Warrigal is down that way, and that's called the North Valley of Warrigal. And we are facing east here toward the Latrobe Valley. The corner is rough, it's dry. The things that live here have to be pretty tough. This one is from the northern Alps, northern Italy in the Alps. It's fast growing. It's a northern Italian oak. And it's got fairly big leaves. It makes lots of acorns. It's been eaten, of course, by humans. Italy has been a civilized place for a very long time. So it's food for animals, but also for humans. This windbreak along the back has changed over the years, but it has Pinus radiata in it, which is very tough, as you know. It has wattles in it, and that's silver wattles, and it had tree lucerne in it, and it has a few other odd trees. For example, there's one big shining gum right up in there. And then there's a few other isolated interesting things, but the windbreak itself is deliberately planted to grow quickly and then to be cut out. But they're there because they're strong trees and will live in such a place. But after 20 or 30 years, they're to be removed and be replaced by these that are slower growing but of more or greater value or rarity. So there is a bunya pine there and a bunya pine here that could be permanent members. There's an Atlas cedar from Turkey or North Africa over that way. There's a South African olive over that way. And now we're going to head this way in a moment, but here is a currajong from eastern Victoria, and they are very tough. They live in drier places than here. And here is a bottle tree from Queensland. And that one was another gift to me from someone who had a couple of bottle trees, and they wanted one of their children to live here with us. And then we're headed this way, and the first pine you can see, I'm not even sure which one he is, but there's 5 or 6 pines in here. And you probably know that pines grow in rough ground, often with not much water, so I've put them up this hill. There are 2 or 3 here from western United States. One of them is a jack pine, one of them is a ponderosa. Which one is which at the moment, I'm not sure. I just thought I'd stop here because this plant is flowering at the moment. And I really can't talk about it much because I don't know much about it. I picked up a little plant at Rokeby Market, which is located in this region, about 20 years ago. I have not put it in the best place in the world. It's from Central America, and it's called a chalice vine. The flower looks somewhat like a chalice. This one was yesterday's or the day before's. It just fell off, so I stuck it over my ear. And it reminded me of someone I met in Warrigal recently, so I'll just tell you. And she was from Cook Island, a Cook Island lady, and she was working in the fish and chip shop, and I went in and she had a flower over one ear, and I said hi, and I gave her an order for fish and chips, and I said, "Oh, you're from Cook Island. Gee, that must be a little bit hard in a way, because you'd have your own name for the island, you know, the old name." And then Captain Cook went there and somebody's named it after him. And then I said, "I've heard that Polynesian girls wear a flower behind one of the ears, you know, depending on whether they're married or whether they're available. And which is it?" And she looked at me and said, "I'm available." This is an Iachroma. It's from South America. There are 3 different colored forms on this property. This is a favorite, and birds will bathe, but also they come here morning and evening for about 6 to 8 months a year for these flowers. Because they come from the tropics, as long as it's warm here, this thing flowers. So little honey eaters and even the small wattle birds come here.